Thank you. Okay.
That was very aggressive.
Love you. Oh my gosh,
Such a passive-aggressive love you. Gosh.
I love you, Mom. Jeez. Oh.
Oh, how dare she try to care about me in her own home?
Yeah.
Teenage angst.
Yeah, no, I still do have that teenage angst. I'm 19 and it's not going away. It's only getting stronger. And I try not to let it happen, but I mean, I haven't eaten, so.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
No eating during the podcast, though.
Okay.
I'm surprised Gabby didn't have the podcast while she was at work making pizzas.
Oh, that would have been funny. She's like, what would you like to order? And we're just like, we're on a podcast right now. What do you... Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 6 of the EvoTech Podcast. I am Greencat, and joined with me today is my lovely co-host, Catisonline. Say hello.
Hello.
As well, for this week, our guests. First, we've got anywhere between 25 to 50% of sibling sassing content creator / streamer, EJ Monkey.
The percentages might need some citation.
And then the also very lovely, wonderful, amazing epic streamer / expert of the seas, King Ray.
Yarg.
I'm kind of jealous. Can I have his intro?
Yeah, you went off on his intro.
He's
I
the
was counting on my
magnanimous
fingers how many adjectives there were.
I
That was more than one hand.
I add adjectives when I'm trying to think of the final thing I want to say.
All right.
So you forgot who he was? Is that what you're saying?
No. The defining one. Commander of the Seas, you know?
I see.
You did miss something on EJ's. He is a wild rabid. Rabbit? Is that? No. A wild, crazed monkey. There you go, right?
I don't know if this is a compliment anymore.
No. Yeah, this is what you said about yourself. You were a wild monkey.
I didn't say I was rabid.
Okay, fair. Hey, it's cut out. No one gets to know I said that.
I mean, you can keep it now. No, everyone will question it if you take it out.
You will never know.
Oh no.
Yeah, I just cut that out too.
Oh no, you cut out my oh no.
Oh no.
I'm gonna keep saying oh no, so she'll have to leave at least one of these.
Oh shoot.
A
If I
problem has
just
been
don't
created.
say anything the entire time, they'll never know if all my words were cut out or if...
He was just saying, oh no, the entire time. So I have a question for Ray to start this off, alright?
Oh boy.
I heard a rumor.
A rumor, huh?
This is
Yes.
some tea.
That in the future there was like some conditions that'll be met in which you might be cosplaying as Hestia on stream.
Oh no. Who got you that?
For the other two in here who probably don't watch anime, Hestia is from the anime Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? And I am very intrigued to see Ray's Hestia, and I want to know how to make this happen.
Okay, so
What's she look like?
she's short, she has pigtails, and she wears kind of a ratted sheet as a dress and 2 ribbons to keep that sheet from flapping all over the place, basically.
Yeah.
And this all stemmed from the fact that Al, or people would know her as Eternity Forgotten on Twitch, she kind of did a little thing with another streamer where he promised her that if she got him 300 subscribers, that he would wear a maid outfit. And everyone in my community said, yeah, maid outfit. Well, my mod, Dragon Master, came and said, no, Hestia. And everybody just jumps on the bandwagon. I'm like, fine, 200 subscribers, I'll do it.
That's
And
awesome.
this is subs on Twitch?
Yes, on Twitch. 200 subs on Twitch.
Is that something I walked into while you were with Izzy the other day?
Probably. Was I playing modded Minecraft at the time?
Yes, you were. Secondly, I just received a picture from Greencat of this woman, and she looks a lot more undressed than I was picturing her. This is a very,
Thank
it's a
goodness
very
it's a
tight
podcast.
drag. I can see her belly button through it. Yeah, wow. EJ says, my eyes in chat. Yeah, you can say that aloud.
I said, my eyes, they burn.
What would you describe this lady as?
I would describe it as you're lucky you're looking at a podcast with no visual detail.
Yeah, no, she's very scantily clad. Right? You're gonna wear this outfit?
Honestly, we're making it out to seem even worse than it really
Yeah,
is.
true.
Anyway, I'm just surprised. Ray, why? Can you explain? Oh, I don't know if I want to know. Never mind.
Can I explain what? Come on, bring it out.
Why? Just why? Fill in the rest of the question with whatever you want. It all applies.
Why would I wear this? Well, 200 subscribers is a lot of subscribers, and you got to do something for those who are really thirsty. And why does my community want me to do this? God knows why.
This is a thing that they are actually encouraging. This is something they are gunning for.
Yes.
Interesting.
So is it more of a, like, let's humiliate Ray kind of thing? Or is it more of a, we want to see Ray dressed like that?
It's probably a humiliate thing. I really don't see EJ going,
EJ? Why am I a part of this?
EJ goes, what? I think I walked in on that the other day. That sounds also suspicious. I walked in on
oh no, you walked in on Ray practicing.
Told that he was going to become a woman, and we were all like, what?
Did anyone else know Izzy had a voice?
Oh yeah, I was so excited. We will eventually have Izzy on this podcast, if we can get her to agree to it, of course.
Yeah.
Izzy had to use her voice in order to try out. Yeah, this is the Minecraft Championship. And they were on a team. Izzy, Pump. Who else was with their team?
Denise.
There was another. Yeah, Denise, and then was going to be Greencat. Izzy had to speak for that. Then, I don't know, she must have streamed beforehand, and I've heard her speak once or twice before. But I'm really excited because I'm hanging out with her more, so I'm having fun. She has her Oricraft server, if you all have heard of that.
Oricraft.net.
Play.oriocraft.net.
Oriocraft.
Oricraft. ORICRAFT.
Yeah.
I do have a little thing that I've gotten from Izzy, if you'd like to hear about it.
Yes.
So she told me, as her affiliate party, as her, basically, you know how you do little things when you reach certain goals on Twitch? Mm-hmm. What she told me is that she plans on getting a camera if she reach affiliation on Twitch.
Ooh. Going from no voice, just text chat, to like talking and face reveal?
Yeah,
exactly.
Wow,
I've actually never seen Izzy's face before, so that's
me neither.
Really interesting. And I've known Izzy for like 5 years or something, a long time.
That is crazy.
EJ, I heard a rumor that you have seen Umbrella Academy.
Yes, unfortunately.
Unfortunately?
It was such a depressing show. Like, there was no shred of hope in the entire world.
Green, have either of you seen Umbrella Academy?
Yes.
I've seen like the first 4 episodes.
All right, so you count. You know the basic premise. There's this guy, his name is 5. Is he the main character? I don't know. There's like 7 of them. They're all the main character. And they go and they have awful things happen to him. It's apocalyptic science fiction with death. Does that sum it up pretty well? With what is it? 80s undertone theme music to it?
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
The soundtrack on it is wonderful. I watched just the last season the other day. I finished it. EJ seems to have strong opinions against it.
It was just unsatisfying. I can't really talk too much about it without like giving heavy spoilers as to why I think what I think. So I don't know if we're going to go into that territory here.
Have you seen both seasons?
Oh no, I haven't seen any of the second season because I was put off from it by the first season. I don't have any interest in watching the second season at this point.
I think Ray, do you care about spoilers for the first season?
I really don't care. I don't plan on getting back to it.
I know my sister prefers the second season.
I prefer the second season as well. We will have a little mark to skip through right now. Just skip to the next little bookmark. If you're on the YouTube version, go to the next timestamp. If not, I'll have it put in the show notes. If it's on a podcast app, go to that if you don't want to hear about the show. EJ, tell us what has upset you so drastically about the first season.
Okay, well, several things. I didn't exactly organize a PowerPoint presentation because I didn't expect to be talking about this, and it's been a while since I saw it, so probably forgot a lot of my reasoning. But part of it was there was so much mystery. They fed you information so slowly that like 75% into the entire season, we still had no idea what was going on, and then it kind of like gave you just enough to understand what was going on, but it still never tied up so many loose ends. So by the end, it was just kind of an unsatisfying, oh, okay, that's an ending point, huh? Also, they blew up the world, everything ended badly, and like I said, there was no shred of hope throughout the entire thing. So it was always like, okay, things are bad. Okay, things are worse. Okay, everyone's depressed. Okay, everyone's even more depressed. Okay, everything's sad. And I'm just like, okay, where is the good part? When is everyone going to be happy and beat the bad guys and they win? There was never any of that. It was always just a bleak outlook on the world, and I don't know, it wasn't my kind of show. I like the interesting sci-fi and the concept and all the action, but when it comes down to like how slow and stingy they were with giving us information, it was too slow. They refused to tell you how the mysteries tie together, and it felt like a waste of time at the end of it, I guess. Why did I watch this? This is just sadness time. That was my opinion, though.
Can I tell you how I felt about the first season?
I would love to hear it.
I remember watching it. I'm pretty sure it was Hawkminer who recommended it to me. He might have even watched it with me. I'm not exactly sure. But I did not like the first season. I don't think I liked it. I liked one character, and that was Vanya, because I related to her. And then, of course, I find out she's like the mass serial killer. And I'm like, great. Love that. Love that I relate to her. But
well, she got manipulated into it. She wasn't starting out that way.
That's fair. I think that the characters in that show were fleshed out very well. What would you say about that, Green? Do you think that they're fleshed out well?
Yes. Okay, so I like 5. 5 is my favorite character, honestly. And especially, okay, my biggest issue with Season 2 is they kind of do the same thing, but again. It's definitely, without going too much into spoilers, in case EJ does want to try and revisit it, it definitely has less of the issues of what he just mentioned, where they kind of give you more to go off of on why things are happening, less mystery aspect, and more, of a happier tone.
True.
However, it was just more of the same. All the show has really done has made me want to go read the comics more than anything, because I like the superpowers in the world that it's built with the idea of the superpowers in them, but I kind of want to go read the comics instead, because I don't know if the show adaptation is doing the universe that they're taking from Justice.
Maybe what is happening to the show is what happened to The Flash, where the first 2 seasons of Flash, everyone was like, yeah, this is great, and then they repeat the same scenario in the next seasons.
Yeah, the guy who made the comics is also behind the show.
You mean the My Chemical Romance guy?
Yeah.
Help me out. When
No,
I was a
Brendan
young
Urie.
boy, my father.
I can't think of his name.
He
Brendan Urie's Panic at the Disco, by the way.
He has the eyeliner. Ray, you used to be edgy. Do you know who we're talking about?
Hold on, let me see.
You used to be edgy.
Ray, you're still muted. Tell us.
Gerard Way.
I know.
Gerard Way. Impart us with your wisdom, Ray. He might just be gone. That's
We
so
call out to the void, and he does not respond.
I heard you asking who he is, and I don't know, to be honest with you.
I was shocked to hear that the man who sings about being sad wrote comics, not wrote comments. Those are in this space. And then I watched the show, and I was no longer shocked. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was on brand for him. We have a mixed review, which is me. I see good things about it. I didn't like the first season because it was bloody, it was gory. I'm not a fan of that. EJ disliked it because
many reasons.
He just could not vibe with the show. It had sad vibes. I think I'm more in the middle. Well, how did you feel, Green?
Second season was all right. Definitely, like I said, it was just more of the same. they kind of had the opportunity to go anywhere, and they just kind of went back to square one, right? I
fair.
have higher hopes for season 3, but season 3 is kind of like my last attempt into it. If they kind of just keep doing the same thing over again, like the siblings are like, oh no, we hate each other again for some reason, even though it's been like 10 minutes since we last hated each other, you know, probably give up on the show. But if it, you know, switches it up, changes the formula, then I'll stick with it.
When you said the siblings, I immediately thought you were talking about me and my sister.
Oh, I had to cite my sources because sometimes Cat and Trumi make appearances. That's why I said 25 to 50%.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you're right. He asked, and you just did. You brought us it.
Yeah.
What?
I did.
What?
I brought the source. I brought the stats, the statistics.
Oh, my
asking-
brain. I completely forgot about my statement about that.
We pulled up the receipts.
Yeah.
Gasp.
What is that? 15 minutes too late?
Yeah.
So all this talk about Umbrella Academy reminds me of season 4 of Stranger Things is coming out soon, right? Or did it already come out? I don't keep up with things.
I don't think it has.
It's not come out yet, but I don't know if soon is also right either.
Mm-hmm.
I like Stranger Things.
Oh, you're answering before I even ask. Yeah, go for it.
What about you, EJ?
Oh yeah, I think Stranger Things, the reason I was thinking about it was because I was saying that I didn't like how slow the mystery elements were slowly revealed during Umbrella Academy. I think that same kind of revealing things slowly was executed much better in Stranger Things. Season 1 is in particular is what I'm talking about here, because once you get to like season 2 and everything, you kind of know more what's going on, and it's more action oriented rather than mystery oriented. But I think that same kind of supernatural elements, what's going on, they at least respected your time and actually gave you satisfying answers in Stranger Things, and it was executed a lot better. So I really liked Stranger Things season 1 and 2. I think season 3 I liked a little less because it was kind of more out there and I don't know, a little more confusing and crazy, and just so much loss of life.
Yeah, fair. Ray, have you seen Stranger Things?
No.
Well, to fill you in, it is a show along the same vein. It takes place... What is this the 80s too? Guys, help me out.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the 80s.
It's very vocal about its 80ism.
It is so vocal. It is so into it. It is so into D&D. It is so nerdy. It's so funny. I do enjoy it a lot. I like the waffles. That is just great. The waffles, it makes me crave Eggos whenever one of the characters eat them. It's on Netflix. Both these shows are on Netflix, so if you use the platform Netflix to watch shows, feel free to watch them.
I dislike a big thing about Stranger Things that they've done recently. All right, because they did a teaser trailer for season 4, and they had a huge spoiler in it. That would have been a nice reveal when they did like the actual show.
Oh yeah.
All right, I have not seen the teaser trailer, but I already know this is the case, so I'm gonna say it. Guys, skip ahead. 30 seconds.
No, I think this entire section we could just label Netflix spoilers. Don't listen if you don't want Netflix spoilers.
The entire podcast just skip ahead. Bye.
What's his name? Hal? Harv?
Hop.
Hopper.
What? Hop is alive. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the big spoiler.
I think that in the end they hinted at that, because you watch the credits, you see that there's some like Soviet end thing, and then there's someone in the cell, but you don't get to see who it is, so you're like, oh, thank goodness Hop's alive.
But it was still up to interpretation. Like, it was the most likely theory, but it was at least still up to interpretation, and they kind of took like a scene they could have used in the show and just kind of revealed it for a show that's not coming out for another 1.5 years probably.
Well, I do know that there was a reason for doing that. A big portion of their audience said they were not going to continue watching the show because Hop died. Do you know that? Some of my friends even said, okay, I'm done with Stranger Things. Hop's dead. I have no reason to watch it anymore, because that's their favorite character.
It's such a weird outlook on shows.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. If I was watching The Walking Dead, and let's say some Asian boy who was my favorite died, I would stop watching it.
Okay, but that was a different issue, and I will argue this on this issue, because I agree, he was my favorite character as well. The problem with that one, though, is the show was developed and designed around people dying and staying dead, right?
Yes.
But what they did is they did him injustice. They killed him off for 9 episodes, brought him back to kill him off 3 episodes later.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And I am totally with you, but also at the same time, it's like, to be fair, if you refer to the comics, which the show's based off of, he died in the same way. And also, they did it wrong in the show. And I think that's why, especially I was mad about it, right? Is they got rid of him for an entire, you know, what would have been his last season and then kill him off. Ugh. I was sad.
Ray, do you have any thoughts?
Whether a character should be killed off or not?
Anything.
Yes, I've never watched The Walking Dead either. That is one show I refuse to watch because I kind of have an adversity against zombie shows. There
And
are
gore,
very
is it?
few zombie shows. No, it's not the gore. It's just the zombie in general that gets under my skin. It's not, I'm afraid. It's more like, ugh, it's disgusting. I want to throw up.
I feel that
So
way
there
too.
there are very few zombie shows that I'm willing to watch. Resident Evil is one of them I'm willing to watch because I like the idea of the mutants and the main character being like a clone, things like that. But as for main character dying off, it really doesn't bother me as long as they kill them off in the right way.
But true story, I did stop watching after my man's was dead. I was sad.
Oh, I did too. I mean, because they did it in such a wrong way.
And then, guys, sometimes in Walking Dead, I would just get too scared and grossed out. I would just stop watching because it was gory.
I mean,
It
yeah,
was.
It's a zombie show.
It was scary. Okay, I was scared. There are parts of it that I would just completely skip because I was scared. Zombies, no go. Not for me. I don't like horror.
I also stopped watching The Walking Dead after my favorite character died, but it was one of the crazy people, or like one of the random citizens you don't see on the entire show, so I never started watching the show.
Wait, quick question. Was it in the first episode?
No, I'm saying that I never started watching the show because my favorite character was one of the random citizens that died off screen before the show started.
Oh, okay.
Before the apocalypse started, so...
Oh, so then Fear the Walking Dead.
I've never watched the show. I'm making a long-winded joke about I never watched the show. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, I didn't get it!
It's fine. Not many people get my jokes.
Okay, Green.
Mostly
Thumbs
because
up,
I'm
thumbs
an idiot.
down. Zombie shows.
It
Horror in
depends.
general.
Okay, gore does not really get to me too bad because I definitely have like the film nerd brain inside me. I'm like, how did they do that, right? Okay, there's some exceptions. Anything that has to do with like eye-based torture, like needle going in someone's eye, I cannot do eyes whatsoever. But beyond that,
Why is that, do you think?
I can't just I would never be able to have contacts. I just cannot do.
Too much empathy.
Yeah. If you want a fun zombie show, I recommend Fight of the Living Dead on YouTube.
I would recommend Land of the Dead, the one where America becomes a zombie apocalypse, and the main character. It's a goofy show that's also a zombie show at the same time.
Cool.
Fight of the Living Dead is a good exception because it's a bunch of YouTubers that get locked in a place, and so they're going through the scenarios as if like it's realistically happening. It's kind of like a hidden camera show, but they know that like zombies are around and they have to like escape some complex without getting got by the zombies. It was a cool thing by, let's see, what was the YouTube? Black Box TV on YouTube. That, yeah, I recommend. What do you guys watch on YouTube?
Nerd stuff.
Elaborate.
Hot nerd.
I mean, okay, so I don't really get much time to watch too many videos these days, but I have the majority of my subscriptions to science-y channels, watching aspects of the natural world in extreme slow-mo, watching lightning strike, explaining why electricity works. I don't know, just all kinds of weird science-y stuff that most people wouldn't care about. But to a kid who used to read science textbooks for fun back in 8th grade, it was my jam. So, yeah. I like to watch that kind of stuff. You know, I also enjoy a good, funny gameplay video and memes or whatever. It's comedy sketches.
What about you, Ray? What do you watch?
I used to watch a lot of Captain Sparkles and other Minecraft role plays done by a bunch of different people, and also Minecraft building tutorials, things like that. That was 5-6 years ago. Now these days I watch how to craft a katana, how to shoot a bow, how 100 Years Roses War went, things like that. I like medieval history and the weaponry and things like that, and I like watching those type of things.
Interestingly enough, I watch things that cross over with both of yours that you just described. I will, to fall asleep, I watch Minecraft streamers play UHC, home improvement or science-y, create art, things like that. A specific YouTuber to name is Evan and Caitlin. They do a lot of DIY things, and that makes me happy. I like their science. I want to know, there's this Prince droplet thing that shatters.
Prince Rupert's drop.
Okay, thank you. Okay, listen, now I just know how nerdy EJ is, to know exactly what I was talking about. Prince Rupert's droplet. That is something I was watching the other day. I like to watch them break the little thing and it shatters. It's cool. I like the science. And I also like to watch men forge swords. Alex Steele, do you know him? Because he makes swords and he's cool. Ray.
I don't know him specifically. I just watch all sorts of different videos to see what people do.
Green.
Yes.
We have shared with you our YouTube watch list. Reveal yours.
So it's everywhere. Between gameplay, like science stuff. The reason I brought it up is because have you guys gotten like the recommendations of like, the dogs that learn how to talk?
Yes! Oh my gosh, I have so much to say about that.
So the way it works is that there's these dogs. And do you know like the that was easy buttons? It's those, but they record hello or walk or outside and stuff like that on it. And they teach their dog when they want a certain thing to hit the buttons so that it'll say something, so that's like the dog's talking and saying what they want.
Neat.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right. I found this actually not through YouTube, but through Instagram. I follow a person named Hunger for Words. She has a dog and she is a speech therapist. She taught the dog how to communicate through the use of buttons. And the dog uses them whenever they're in the house and then uses other ways to communicate with her. And we are continually impressed by how great the dog's vocabulary is becoming. And the dog no longer just uses it when they feel the need to. They also use it to convey happiness and convey emotion. Now, because I've watched this very much on YouTube, or not on YouTube, on Instagram, I have begun getting recommendations for cat people who do the same thing. And I have a soft spot in my heart for these cats because the people, this one in particular, has given their cat a mad button. And I just think it's hilarious because if the cat gets displeased, she walks across the room and just sits on it and keeps pressing it until something changes. And I think it's hilarious. I am displeased! You know?
Oh, why is that so accurate to how cats are?
Their cat, when there was a lawnmower outside, there's this video they have, cats just pressing the button, and so they added a noise button, and they're like, where noise? And they added the owner's name, so the cat can call for the owner, the cat can ask for pets, the cat can ask for food, and they recently took away the food button, so now the cat can't ask for food. And cat just ignored it. Cat was fine. It's still using the buttons, even though people in the comments were worried that the cat was only using the buttons in order to get treats.
There you go.
I'm so excited about this. When I get a cat, not a dog, I don't think I'll have a dog, I would love to attempt this with my pets.
Speaking of pets, who likes ferrets?
A ferret?
Yes, ferrets.
What accent do you...
Furret is the Pokemon.
Ferrets, exactly.
I mean, yeah, they're cute. I've held one a couple times.
I used to have an albino one.
Albino ferret? What was its name?
Snowy.
That's cute. Ferrets are long, slinky cats, and they are not rodents. I looked this up the other day. They're called, starts with an M, something.
Marsupials.
There you go. They're marsupials. They're more closely related to bears or dogs or cats than they are to rodents. However,
more
that's
closely
not saying
to
much.
kangaroos.
Really?
Yes, kangaroos are marsupials.
So going back to the cat conversation, I'm just imagining, because of the cat that just sits on the button continuously until something changes. I mean, that's kind of like what people do in traffic. They just honk, but it's a cat now, just sitting, being angry. I think it's hilarious that it's kind of a human thing to do.
Honk honk.
We need Ducky to make a little animation of that.
Who like Pingu?
Oh, speaking of Ducky and animation, Ducky made you an animation, Ray.
Hmm?
Yes, I saw that.
It was like 6 seconds, but it was pretty cool. It was Ray screaming in panic.
Yes.
This is cool.
Ducky is big artist lately on EvoTech. She has made EvoTech-chan.
Yes.
Have any of you heard the tale and drama of EvoTech-chan?
No.
I have been terrified by seeing an image.
What does that mean?
It means I'm terrified easily.
Okay, she's a girl. She has green and brown hair.
Sorry,
How
I
is
got
that
scared
terrifying?
I got scared of Hestia earlier.
That's true.
Yes, but she's not nearly as... Okay.
Risque.
Yeah. EvoTech-chan is a wholesome YouTube personality. Were any of you there the day EvoTech-chan came alive on
Yes.
stream?
I was in the stream when it happened.
No one else was in the stream.
But she showed me in one of her...
Well, lovely. We have 2 bystanders, and we have 1 person who was actually there. And so, Green, tell me from your perspective what happened.
No, it was just I was with Blue, Pump, Izzy, and me, and we were playing Deceit. I want to say, yeah, it was Deceit that we were playing. And yeah, Blue was just like, all right, Ducky, I have a challenge for you. We need how there's like an anime girl for pretty much anything, right? And so Blue was like, we need EvoTech-chan. And Ducky was in the audience and decided to take it upon herself. It was like, give me 10 minutes talking about how, yeah, there's like a anime waifu, if you will, for pretty much anything. We're like, we must get a mascot now for EvoTech.
I remember there was on EvoTech, I think it was earlier in that same stream, EvoTech was like talking.
Right.
And,
oh, yes. I forgot about that.
And I think this is what caused EvoTech-chan to happen. EvoTech was its own entity and was responding through the chat and giving y'all information, and we were like, is it Stu? And Stu was like, it's not me, guys. Who's logged into the EvoTech account? I do know who the person who was logged into the EvoTech account was.
You do?
Yeah, it was EvoTech-chan.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah. Just making sure that you knew that. I'm sure EvoTech-chan would like to be regarded in such a way as they did on the stream. And it wasn't me, for your information. I'm not EvoTech-chan. Wish I could be.
EvoTech-chan is also the prophet.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. 100%. Whoever EvoTech-chan is the prophet. Stu, get on that one. Detective boy lore.
What a guy.
Speaking of streams.
Okay.
Did any of you stream for the Subathon? It was a 12-hour live stream.
I got like the last 30, 40 minutes of it.
So it's your fault it ended.
That's not how it goes. I
joking.
think a good portion of the Subathon continuing, because you had to donate subs in order to make it continue, was donated by EvoTechnicians, and that's why it continued.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of it was probably blue and stick because I heard them griping the next day that they spent too much during.
It was still fun.
Right about that, honestly, because I kept noticing that Stu was like, "No, we're not going to stop yet," and I'm like, "Bro, the point is not for us to keep it going ourselves." I don't understand what's going on. I caught little bits of it, but I was not a streamer.
I got in a bathtub.
What?
Oh yeah. Green Cat got a bathtub. They hosted EvoTech Underground live.
Yeah.
What?
Nani?
Back up about 3 steps here. I don't know what EvoTech Underground is. I'll ask about that later. What? Why were you in a bathtub on stream?
Oh, well, because they kept...
against Twitch of service? I'm so confused.
Because every single time you start up a stream, right, it resets the channel point rewards, right? So they donated 10 hydrates, and I was like, you know what, I'm not chugging about 7 water bottles, I'm just gonna get in my bathtub. How's that for hydration?
Was it water running? Were you in the water?
Yeah. I was in it.
I didn't know you were wet.
Yeah, no, I got in...
Were you wearing clothes?
No, I'd switched into a bathing suit.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, just no.
But I played a round of Smash Bros. From my bathtub.
That's amazing.
How? Were you
okay.
streaming from a laptop or something?
No, I'm streaming from my desktop, but I'm in the weirdest apartment ever where it's like 4 different bedrooms, right? But in my room, you walk through the bathroom, and then to get into this room, like into my bed area, there's no door separating the 2 areas. So I'm just able to like walk over there, you know, use my webcam from the bathtub to over here, where the switch was plugged in.
Huh.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is every time someone in your apartment has to go to the bathroom, they have to come into your room,
oh, no,
which is open to your room?
No, it's my own bathroom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, the other people have their own bathrooms as well, so...
Okay, that's slightly better.
Yes.
That's absolutely crazy. You know, there's always something new with you, Green. You have toilet snakes, bathtub streams, throat stream, you know?
Yeah.
Tune in next week when Green Cat tries to drink from his sink upside down.
I'll do it.
Ew, I've done that. It's not fun. Oh my gosh. I saw an earwig come out of my, you know, like those little small silverfish type things come out of my sink. So creepy. Oh, never drinking out of the sink again. The sink faucet, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Bugs. Freaky. Boys.
Yes.
Y'all have any bug stories?
Yeah.
None that you would want to hear.
I've had ants recently. That's it.
Ants? Yeah.
Yeah, they go marching one by one.
Hurrah.
What
is so weird, Ray, that you cannot share?
When I was growing up, my house was full of roaches.
Ooh.
Because none of my parents were capable of cleaning, and I was only like 5, so I didn't know the meaning of cleaning. I swallowed an ant before.
All right, tell us about the time you swallowed an ant.
It just crawled in my mouth. I accidentally swallowed it.
Guys, have you heard? There's this post on Instagram or somewhere, Facebook, whatever. It says you swallow like about 2,000 spiders in your life when you're sleeping.
I don't like the thought of
doubt that's true for me because I've worn a mask my entire life.
Ooh.
Well, I think it is also not true, but that's just because I want to disbelieve it, and also because I see the number changing. So, I do sometimes sleep with my mouth open, but I don't know how many spiders are specifically crawling into my mouth and getting swallowed and giving me sustenance in my sleep.
She's getting sustenance.
EJ, science boy, how many spiders do you swallow in your life? All right, that's a lot. Okay.
His dad's in his room.
Yeah, no. Once he's back, I'm going to ask him for a random number.
Okay.
And then we can edit it together.
Hello? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yes. What happened, DJ?
Different quality. I don't know. My cat is sitting on my keyboard, and my dad came into my room, and my cat tried to bite my hand, and now suddenly my mic's not working. I don't know what's going on.
Which cat?
Luna.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. Maybe... Here, give me a second.
I think a mute key was pressed on his keyboard.
Cat comes in, just ruins everything.
Hello. Am I
Hey,
back to
welcome.
my...
Yeah, you're back to normal.
Yay! My cat activated the mute key, or the mute switch on my headphones themselves by sitting on it. And now he is refusing to not rub against my hands. He's like, no, you keep petting me. You do not get to stop. But then he bites me at some point because he's like, all right, I've had enough petting. So he really can't make up his mind what he wants. I'm a little intimidated.
EJ, give me a random number.
87.5.
He has swallowed 87.5 spiders. So what is the half?
Lovely. 4 legs and half a body. Some of them get away. I don't know.
That's so creepy.
I have accidentally, if we're still talking about bug stories, I've accidentally bitten into a peanut butter and jelly sandwich that had like a very crunchy beetle in it. That wasn't fun.
What?
This was when I was like 6 or something. I was living back in Maryland, and my sister and I were chilling outside, having a grand old time, as you do. We were like drawing with chalk on the sidewalk, having a good time on a nice summer day. My mom comes out and brings us each a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and we're like, oh yeah, great. But we were a little distracted, still, doing our thing with chalk on the pavement or whatever. And then eventually I reach over after like maybe 2 minutes, grab my sandwich and take a bite out of it. And it's like, and I'm like, oh, what was that? Something about that doesn't seem normal for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So I open it up and there's half a beetle there. And I'm like, oh, so I spit out the bite I had. And yeah, there was like half of a giant like black beetle of some kind. I don't know what it was, but I didn't eat that sandwich.
I would never be able to eat that type of sandwich again. That's awful.
Oh yeah, that was gross.
You know what's the worst?
What?
Bees.
When you eat a beetle?
I hate bees. Suck so much. You're just like, imagine you're like 7, all right, and you're just chilling outside. You got your glass of apple juice outside. Bees are out here. They're like, what is that liquid over there? Is that liquid flowers right there? And they nosedive into it, and now your apple juice is ruined because it's got a bee in it.
Oh.
Same for flies, and flies throw up wherever they land.
Yeah.
Well,
They throw up where they land? What do you mean they throw up? I know they taste with their feet or whatever.
They spit out acid to break down the food, so
They
they can
vomit
chop it.
whenever they land, every single
Oh my
time.
gosh. That's terrible.
What a painful existence.
Yeah, fair enough. They don't live very long anyways, like 7
Nobody
days.
ever asks the flies how they are.
What a great topic.
Their life is just as much pain as they bring to us. I still am going to kill them though.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to a topic that is
not bug related.
Grossing. Well, not talking about Netflix spoilers or gross insect consumption.
I mean, we can talk about the fact that y'all both stream. I know Ray streams Monday through Friday. EJ streams on Friday and probably another day of the week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Friday, and then whenever D&D happens, if it happens,
Mhm.
and then occasional bonus streams if I am not busy, which is never.
Yeah, EJ has a real life job now.
Actually, I'm about to go to an interview tomorrow that has an even better job, so who knows? I might be stuck with 2 and then drop 1, so I have a better job at some point.
Mm-hmm. We'll be praying for that. Hope that works out for you.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
What about you, Ray? Streams going well?
So far, so good.
Oh, right. I remember we had brought this up earlier. You're going to become a woman if you reach 200 subs.
Yep.
Not permanently, though.
It all comes full circle.
Yeah,
The magic Twitch fairy.
Yes, I'm on that Twitch fairy.
Look at a list. What
Well, I wrote down
of...
something the other day, Green, that you said, and I was like, wow. I said I wanted... Oh my gosh, guys.
What?
I remembered it.
Okay.
Green Cat, yesterday, you mentioned something about the Wayback Machine.
Oh, yes. Have you guys used the Wayback Machine?
A couple
What
times.
the heck is that?
Oh, it's a magical device. Let me tell you, Ray. All right. It's this website you go to, and then on it, you can look up archived versions of old websites. So you can, like, you can go to YouTube and you can go back and look at 2010's YouTube and remember better times.
Mm-hmm.
You can look at EJ's old channel with the
Not really.
The exact same EJ face and background as it had, or my channel with child version me, or possibly one of Green's various channels. Green, do you get a new channel every time you do it? So your channels haven't changed that much, have they?
What do you mean?
Whenever you retry YouTube, you get a new channel.
Yeah.
So your channels haven't really changed that much, have they?
Well, no, they sit there in our archives, but they get forgotten about by the algorithm in history. So until one day that I resurface them, they're just gonna sit there and collect dust.
Imagine if one of your old accounts just like suddenly goes viral and you're like getting hundreds of thousands of views on this old video of yours, and you're just like, I don't even know the account. I can't get the AdSense money. I don't know. This help. I want this to be up there.
There's actually one that I would like to delete or like unlist all the videos of, but yeah, it's totally, I just don't know the password to the account.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up, because I remember you complaining about that recently.
Yeah.
Speaking of wanting to delete or unlist videos, there was when I quit YouTube for about a year or two, I originally wanted to delete my old account because there were some videos on there that I was just plain embarrassed about. I finally, after deciding to go back to the old channel, I just did it manually. I had to take down 48 videos.
48 videos that you just disliked or you were no longer proud of?
Honestly, I wasn't proud of them at all. The reason why I was doing it, because of the views I was getting on, was ridiculous. They were far from family friendly, if you get my drift.
Gotcha.
So while we were talking about the Wayback Machine, you were like, oh yeah, you could go check out your old YouTube channel, like how it was back in the day. But the problem with the Wayback Machine and other similar archiving sites is that they only archive pages that were looked at with the actual Wayback Machine. Like if you go to a page with the Wayback Machine, I think it'll save that page and maybe start to track it. But if it's a page that it wasn't tracking back in the day, it has no idea what it was like. So if you try to go back to it, it'll just it doesn't exist. It can't find the page. So a lot of sites that are obscure or that are personal, like your channel, it won't have on the Wayback Machine. It's only
really
certain
I
sites.
thought even though I've never looked up my old one, I thought it would work.
I used it to make a point.
Work. Yeah.
Okay, because the other day I was talking to my one roommate, and sorry, and he was like, "Oh, well, game theory was like made popular by Five Nights at Freddy's," and I was like, "No, that's not true. There's a whole audience and fan base that came there because of the math and science stuff." And he was like, "No, he only had 1 million subscribers before he uploaded Five Nights at Freddy's stuff." And I said, "No, that is wrong." So I went to the Wayback Machine, bada bing, bada boom. I was correct. He had like 3.9 million before his first Five Nights at Freddy's video.
Yeah, nice. That's one of the like larger channels though, and this is when the Wayback Machine has started to gain a lot more storage space and traction or whatever. But in the early days of the internet, it has very few sites that were actually being tracked.
That's impressive. I'm checking on my own right now.
Nice. The reason I know this is because I tried to look up like an old site called bitstrips.com. There was a site where I had an account on there. So I was trying to go to the Wayback Machine to see if I could, access that site and get my old comics from that time period before the site got shut down and I lost them all. But it wasn't tracking that page because I guess it wasn't one of the sites that they were tracking, and couldn't get any of my data off of that. Eventually I got it back though, thankfully, which is why I was able to make a whole series of videos on reading my old comment.
Yeah, it says you have to save the page yourself in the Wayback Machine. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like specify it as one of the ones you want to start tracking. Yeah.
And I do know the Bitstrips thing you're talking about. I remember that site. It was kind of like Cool Math.
Did you ever use it?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, cool.
It was popular at the same time Cool Math was popular.
Yeah, you're right.
Gosh, we definitely miss being able to use Java on the web, but there's a big problem with it. Do y'all know what the problem is?
Nope.
There are security vulnerabilities in Java-based web applications. They can go take non-trusted data and pass it to your browser without having to go through all the checks. So malicious software and scripts can be run on your computer without you knowing.
Yeah, but cool math games.
Yeah, exactly. There are still ways to access Java. However, you have to go through Google Chrome and turn off a bunch of clicky things to make it work. I've gone through it before in order to access certain sites. But it's a pain. A lot of sites have moved away from it because there is that exploit with it.
Mm-hmm.
Ray, you haven't spoken in a while. Thoughts?
On Java?
No, just in general.
Do you think?
I don't think.
Do you think we'll ever have like skeletons that can actually walk around?
No.
Oh.
Do you mean robots?
No, I mean skeletons.
They have to have muscle or else they don't move.
I don't believe you.
What? What do you mean?
Had really strong super glue?
Yes.
There you
I
go.
have.
But that
super glue doesn't move. That sticks it together.
I'm telling you, one of these days we're just gonna be outside. It's gonna be nighttime. Skeletons are gonna be spawning. That's all.
Then I'd be wondering about black magic in the world.
Why?
Because that's usually necromancy.
Necromancy?
Yeah. Skeletons walking around is a necromancy thing. And that's black magic.
How many skeletons is an alarming amount of skeletons is a question.
1.
Are we speaking about this because of Halloween?
That's a good question.
Because this is going to come out way after Halloween.
Halloween for us happened 2 days ago. This is going to come out after Halloween. It's going to be Thanksgiving time. So, audience of podcast, we appreciate you. We are thankful for you. So thanks.
I don't believe in the holiday Thanksgiving. I just believe in Black Friday.
Shush. What about Cyber Monday?
Ooh, actually, I like that one better.
What is on your lists, EJ and Ray?
Cyber Monday list?
What you want to buy on Cyber Monday? Because that's coming up.
What is Cyber Monday?
Green Cat, we are dealing with internet noobs. Explain to them.
Okay, so you know how like Black Friday comes after Thanksgiving and it's like all the discounts in the stores? Cyber Monday is the Monday after Thanksgiving where you get discounts on Amazon and stuff. Right? Everything's like 50% off on Cyber Monday.
And as I said when she asked, nothing. I just don't have the money.
We get things off Amazon, so we're gonna get some Gatorade. You know, all the basic groceries. We haven't gone out as much as usual because of. Why are you laughing?
I don't expect anyone to online order Gatorade.
Okay. Some of the stores have no Gatorade, and we want the Gatorade. It's less expensive if you order online, you know? And then also you get it in bulk, and Gatorade's just some good stuff.
I find that if I drink Gatorade, I have stomach aches, so I don't bother.
Oh, I get that sentiment. The only kind I like is orange.
I like the lemon one the best. And I get a headache whenever I drink the red one.
Yeah, that's just my example of something we are going to get. Cyber Monday. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Do we leave our house? Yeah, we still leave our house. But a lot of the things, because of COVID, we've just started ordering online. Prime Day is a thing. Amazon Prime has decided to declare a day for themselves. That's actually 2 days. Have you noticed that, Green?
Yes, I have. It's kind of bad to order on that day, though.
Why?
Like, because you get stuff faster and it's a discounted price, but you're totally, like, overworking the already underpaid employees.
Oh.
Yes. They have to go for, like, already as is, they have to walk, like, 8 to 10 miles a day just for, like, Amazon work.
I have some friends who work for Amazon who get paid pretty sweet.
They also get a free Prime subscription, but also, like, there's very poor business practices at a lot of Amazon warehouses.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. What have you heard?
Well, there was a case that they got sued for that, like a guy literally had a heart attack on the ground in the warehouse, and the employees and the managers were told the employees to just keep working around him
while he was having a heart attack.
Yeah.
Did they know he was having a heart attack, or did they just not care?
I think they were aware, but because of like the business practices of Amazon, they weren't allowed to like help him.
What?
Yeah, because you get a thing on your like little device every like 30 seconds. You have to be collecting a package to get shipped out.
Oh, that upsets me.
Yeah, and you could be told to walk.
So no one thought, you know what? Maybe I should, help the guy who's dying.
Yeah, I would have got myself fired. I want to save that guy's life. Did he die? He died.
I think he did. Just
in front of all these people?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, imagine going to work the next day. How guilty would you feel?
Yeah, I mean, and the problem is you say like, oh, I'd just get fired over it. It's like, the problem comes like, there's probably a good couple hundred people waiting in line for your spot as soon as you get fired, right? Yeah. And if you need that job, it's like you can't just throw it away.
But for someone's life, do you think you could? I don't know because of the social pressure, but I
definitely could.
But that's also because the income that I get right now is like is disposable, so I don't need to live off of it. So people that need to live off of it. Ugh.
I understand that, but even if I'm living off my own income, I just can't imagine letting someone die in front of me. Yeah. I feel sick just thinking about that.
Yeah, and so it's not good to order on Prime. You can, but just be aware of what you're doing when you do that.
Oh boy. Now it seems like you're saying, make sure you be careful when you order on Amazon, or you may be dooming a man to die of a heart attack in the Amazon warehouses. Every package you buy, a man dies in a warehouse. Only you can prevent people dying.
One kitten does not get adopted for every time you do not like this podcast.
Look, all right, it's because I get it, Like the Amazon like Echo Dot was $20 on Prime Day. I could have bought like 7 of those and made my house a smart house, right?
On Prime Day
I could never make my house a smart house.
On Amazon, they've started offering options to get it delivered later for like discounts. Like they'll give you $1 reward if you select to receive it in a month from now. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, but it's also like, I mean, I don't pay for Prime, but my parents are like paying $80 for Prime. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna get the 2-day shipping.
Oh yeah.
I'm
okay. I mean, if you're fine making that guy have a heart attack, Green, but
oh boy,
let that rest on your soul.
Every online order is now a guilt trip waiting to happen.
Green, yeah. Do you use Prime on Twitch?
No, because it's not my Amazon account, so I haven't linked the Prime stuff.
I linked my parents' Prime to mine just so I can
get that Twitch Prime sub.
Yeah, and my parents trust me. I don't buy anything. Mm-hmm. Clearly, you can't buy anything really through Twitch except for bits, but I'm not going to do that because, of course, they would be like, "Why are you buying this?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's not my account, but they allow me to use it, and I appreciate that because I get to give EvoTech some monies.
Jeez.
Twitch Prime lets you subscribe to a stream for free, and that's like $4.99 a month, but that money goes to whoever you want for no cost to you, except for the price of a Prime subscription.
They also only get half, though.
What were you saying, Green?
They also only get half, but like, I mean, it still helps.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was looking through the article about the dude. It's whack. Yeah, because there's like an interview of a guy saying like he's told that after he died, they were immediately forced to go back to work. No time to decompress. Basically, watch a man pass away and then get told to go back to work. Everyone and act like it's fine.
Okay. So it seems like they were not walking past him while he was dying. That's what I initially thought. I thought they were just like still pulling he's like lying in the center. They're like shoving packages by him, just walking straight over him while he's having a heart attack. That doesn't seem to be the case. I think they stopped, they tended to him, and they just could not save him.
Right, and then they were forced to just go back to work. Yeah.
That is awful. However, that is not terrifying. I can see that happening. I could see that happening at Sonic.
I could too.
And I'm pretty sure it did, because one of the Sonics in Texas lost an employee while they were working, and people went around to our Sonic and asked for donations to pay for their funeral. Because, you know, if you're working at Sonic, you don't have a lot of money. Yeah. Yeah. Very tragic. You know, it's not a podcast unless we're talking about death.
Okay. That's a podcast.
Or eating bugs.
Oh, eating bugs too. I feel like we have one death-related topic and one gross topic every podcast.
Almost all of our topics have been, though. We talked about sad, depressing, zombie, gross shows.
Guys, it's supposed to be the season of Thanksgiving. This is coming out around Thanksgiving.
This is the Halloween one. We're still 2 days away from Halloween.
Halloween happened in the past 2 days ago.
Exactly. We're too closer to Halloween than we are to
Yes, but the future people. You got to think of the people watching this.
But I'm just saying that this is why we're talking about horrible things. It's because we're 2 days away from Halloween.
That's fair. Really. That's fair.
Still spooky season for us.
Mm-hmm.
It sure as heck is, guys.
Whoa.
What did y'all do?
That heck have?
What did y'all do over Halloween? Stay in your room?
Nothing. Yeah, basically.
High five your parents and be like, haha, candy.
No, we've never done candy in my household for Halloween.
You've never done candy?
Never done Halloween either.
Oh my word.
I don't believe in Halloween.
Okay.
What's Halloween?
Okay. Anyways, on the topic that nobody wants to discuss, I went trick-or-treating this year. I'm a 19-year-old lady, and I went trick-or-treating.
Wait, you're a lady?
I'm a lady, and I went with my younger sister, who's like 13, 14. I drove her to her friend's house. We all wore masks, and we walked around a graveyard.
Neat.
Ooh.
We weren't trick-or-treating in the graveyard.
Oh, that's too bad.
Did you get tricked?
I mean, what treats would you get there?
Bones. I'm
haunted.
sure dogs would like it.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
At least you didn't infect anyone because they're already dead.
Some of the girls we were with were scared of the graveyard just because, you know, dead people, and they were scared we were gonna wake them up. But I was like, no, you don't have to worry. It's fine. And they're like, no, I feel like it's disrespectful to wake them up. And I'm like, no, they miss us. They miss the company. You know. Don't you feel like it'd be lonely because they believe in ghosts? I don't think they understand that. I think being a ghost would be lonely if ghosts were to exist. Don't you think?
It depends on the purpose of like how the functionality of being a ghost would work, I guess.
Wow, EJ, I'm so glad I chose to talk about ghost with you because that is exactly what I thought you would say, and that helped destroy my point.
I mean, no, you could definitely have a point. Like if they're bound to their body or something, and they have to maintain like 6 foot distance from their corpse at all times in order to continue being tethered to the mortal plane, then yeah, that would be incredibly boring if you only got like a limited space you can work with. But if you're able to like float wherever you want to, go through walls and examine all the secrets of the government, I don't know, I'd find more interesting things to do as a ghost. Why stick around my body?
Coming to you soon on Netflix. Social distance ghosts. 6 feet away from their bodies at all time.
Ghost anti-quarantine.
Oh no. That's so sad, guys.
Well, okay, so let's say it was where you died that you're stuck to for the rest of eternity. Where would you want to die?
Oh no.
I don't want to die on the Eiffel Tower, on the floor of it. I don't want too many people, but I also don't want to die inside a volcano and then no one ever see for the rest of eternity.
Is there an option to just like not become a ghost when you die, or do you like have to become a ghost?
You have to.
Oh no. So we're thinking of the best places
Oh my gosh,
Like
guys.
a movie theater would be good, right?
Real question.
That would be neat.
No, because you would constantly have to watch movies. What if they're like playing like the worst movie of all time? You watch the B movie like 30 times, you cannot end your life.
She does make a good point. Because the theater would play the same movie a lot of times.
That is true.
And also, man, yes, you do remember that. They do. They keep the same movie in the same room for like weeks on end sometimes. And can go see each other. Can you like have ghost friends?
I would assume so, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna kill myself next to my husband.
Whoa.
So I can have ghost friends.
What if
just
he's not
me and my
dead yet?
entire family can hang out as ghosts, you know? Like families will have designated dying sites. So as soon as you think you're gonna die, you're gonna be like rushed over to this place. Like if this was actually a thing, that would be like a whole business of, oh yes, this is your dying site. Here are things to prepare you for your afterlife, and like you're like get to die in a room with a TV that plays your favorite show, you know? Like it's a whole business.
Come on
Can
down
you imagine,
to Jeff's
like,
Death
dying
Emporium.
before you get there, though? Oof, you'd be stranded away from your entire extended family.
Oh, I know, that's
That would
so sad.
stink. You'd just be, like, in the middle of a road because they were trying to get you there. The cars are going through your body constantly.
Imagine if your job,
Just count
though...
the cylinders in the engines as they go by for fun.
Imagine if your job, though, was, like, to turn on the TV every day for ghosts.
No, there's no way that the living would put up with that. They'd be like, okay, we're wasting how many rooms on this?
Well, they got to because they know it's going to happen to them when they die.
Yeah, but there's no proof.
Eventually, think about it. There's going to run out of space on the planet if you have a room for every ghost like that.
No. But that's why you just put a ton of ghosts in the rooms.
Okay, so all of the ghosts in the world are in the same spot, and they have to like get around each other.
It's the ghost dump.
That would be honestly even worse.
The ghost dump. EJ and Ray, you both play Sea of Thieves.
And you don't.
And I don't. What about you, Green? Do you play Sea of Thieves?
Nah.
Boys, tell me what Sea of Thieves is. What's it about? Is that the only video game you have in common?
Me and Ray?
Yeah.
I mean, the only game I play these days, I guess, because I mean, we have other games like Minecraft, but I don't play very much of that these days. So Sea of Thieves is a game where it's basically a sandbox kind of game. They've created emulator kind of what it would be like to sail a ship on the seas. You got to adjust your sails, you got to adjust your rudder, that kind of thing, to turn your ship and, you know, do ship combat. It's basically a game of you go and get to be a pirate. You can dig up treasure chests, find X marks the spot, sell loot, and fight other pirates. It's a fun game. I play it more because I find it interesting to make new interactions each time, because they've given you tools, but not necessarily, you always have to have the exact same adventure every time.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, me gets bored of it just seeing so much ocean, but I like finding other players and trying to do dumb things with them, get on someone else's ship and see if I can make friends with them, even though usually you stab each other and try to take each other's treasure. But I don't know, I like to find ways to make things unique and stupid.
I like that. What about you, Ray? Do you have the same mentality as EJ towards the game?
No, he does not.
No. I find it. I enjoy the game as a core game to begin with. EJ and we have big differences as to what the game's main core is all about. He thinks that it's Sea of Friends. I think it is a pirate game as it was meant to be. I understand how he would get frustrated if he done a 12 hours worth of work and then he loses all his stuff because some other crew comes along and says, he has stuff. I want his stuff. But I also understand that that's part of being a pirate. Pirates go loot other people's stuff. Now, I do have some standards. Like, I've seen other players go about joining in alliances just so at the end of the alliance they could just betray the person. That I don't like that kind of gameplay. If you're going to betray the person, might as well just wait for them and then attack them. Don't give them false hopes, make them do all the work while you sit back and say, these guys are dummies, we're going to be able to take everything and do nothing ourselves. I think that's kind of dumb there. But
so you got a pirate code of yourself?
Yes, I do have a pirate code, surprisingly.
Cool. Now, I will say, you're making me sound like a baby here. Like, I don't want to lose my treasure.
I'm sorry.
I don't care at all about the treasure anymore. I play for the memes. Half the time I sink my own ship on purpose just because I'm trying to find a new experience and do something ridiculous.
Well, I think with you, it's less of the gold and more of the you spend a lot of time on something. You don't want to lose that time that you spent on because some idiot decides to drive by.
I mean, you haven't even played with me lately. I play to find new experiences. I don't play for all to begin, or at this point at least.
See, EJ is just a ghost who died on a ship, and the ship wanders aimlessly, and he wants to meet new people, and he can't do that if the ship is just docked to the shore. This sounds like a really intense metaphor, but really it's just what EJ's going through, guys.
He's a ghost pirate. Ooh.
Now this brings up an interesting point. Could you have mobile ghost places? Like you die at some place and then you move that thing? Because I mean, I guess the Earth is moving constantly as well. So if it was you're locked to that exact XYZ coordinates, then the Earth would immediately move away from you, and every ghost would be stranded in space. But I guess ghosts would have to be a thing.
Yeah, that would be so sad. Imagine that. Earth just leaves a trail of ghosts.
Oh no!
So lonely.
Oh, that would be really sad. Although, nice view of the stars and nothing else.
No.
It kind of reminds me of One Piece with Brook. He was stuck on his ship for a long time, and he's just a skeleton waiting for people to find him.
Ghost breathing would be tough, though, in space.
Ghost breathing?
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, if two people died at the same time, Earth is just moving so fast, they wouldn't even be near each other.
Yeah.
Well, if they're at the same time and the same place, then yeah. But if they're on two different parts of the globe, then it wouldn't even matter.
They can't even be in the same place physically, though.
I mean, they could be right next to each other.
But if they die like seconds apart, nope, they're far away.
Yeah. Can you even measure the exact XYZ coordinates, considering space-time bends and warps and is expanding constantly? So, sorry, science nerd coming out.
Wow, we love that. I think that y'all are pirates and science nerds, both of you.
Okay. Pirates and science
We are
nerds.
many things.
We have a pirate, a science nerd. Green, what would you call yourself?
Fabulous hair.
What do you say when...
Yes. Fabulous hair.
Green is the looks.
Loud, Ray, loud.
EJ is the brains. Ray is the brawn. What am I?
What are you? You're the ghost.
I'm the ghost, you know?
You're the spirit.
She's the voice in our heads.
You're the cat that steps on my computer and causes it to explode.
Yes, and I
Lol.
mute you. All right, Green, you can end it there.
All right. Okay.
Just make sure the last word is not die.
Okay.
Die.
Shut up, Ray.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to this episode of the EvoTech Podcast. Thank you, Ray, and thank you, EJ, for joining us today. And thank you as well, Kat, for joining me as the co-host. And we will see you guys in the next episode in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Bye.
God bless.
Die.
Bye.
Oh my gosh.
Stop it, Ray. No saying die.
Oh, that's good.